Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's live session. Uh, well, hoping you guys join soon. And for those who have already started joining, welcome. My name is Saket, and I work as a growth manager with Leap. And I have been working in study abroad industry for quite some time. And I make a lot of informative videos on our YouTube channel. So go check them out after this live session. In today's live session, I'll be covering a very, very brief presentation as well as answering a lot of your queries. So if you can see me, if you can hear me, if you can press type, if you can type hi in the chat box. Uh, cool. So I start getting the messages here. Hi, Bridge Patel. Hi, Nishok. Hi, Paul. Good afternoon, Jofi. Good afternoon, the only creator. Allah, the only creator. Cool. So, guys, what are your questions? Whatever you want to know, you can start typing in the chat box. I'll be answering loads of your questions today, and yeah. So just make sure that your queries are elaborate, as in you mention a lot of information, because that will allow me to give you a concrete and a better answer. Plus, in this during this expert hour, you can also enroll with LeapScholar, which will cost you just rupees 199, and there would be a comment which will be flashing in your chat boxes. You can click on that link, and then you can that will lead you to a payment page, and you have to pay just 199 rupees, and you get personalized guidance from me. Uh, I can also show this comment on your screen right now. So this kind of comment will appear on your chat box. So go ahead, sign up, and you get a personalized guidance from me. Plus, you can also speak to the counselor, and they'll help you with the university shortlisting. They'll help you with visas. They'll help you with accommodation, with SOPs, with LOR. So everything basically you need to have will be there in the Leap Scholar. Plus, you can also avail free IELTS coaching, which is part of the package. And plus, you also get to connect with 70,000 plus students who are aspiring to study abroad just like you. And practically, you'll have friends before you land in Canada or UK. Uh, cool. Let me just pull up the presentation. Yeah. So, right. So I already I'm already seeing a lot of comments floating in the chat box. So yeah, I'll try and answer a lot of your queries. Uh, Anil, I have tried to apply through Leap Scholar, but I haven't received any updates till now. Okay, Anil, can you just just mention your details, and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. Uh, cool. Let me just start with the PPT now. So let's start with the basics. So if I talk about UK and Canada both, so it's very important to know what kind of programs you can opt for in both countries. So if you're deciding to get, to study in any of these countries for September 2023, so there would be a variety of program options available. So in the UK, you can go for either foundation programs, you can go for international year one for those people who do not meet the academic requirements, or maybe they want to switch to another field of study, which a normally university will not accept you until you've done a foundation program. So yes, you can do a foundation or international year one. There are bachelor's degrees on offer, which are for 3 years, master's degrees, which are usually for 1 year. In Canada, however, you get a wide variety of programs in terms of you get UG and PG diplomas and certificates, which can range anywhere between 1 to 3 years. You can also get bachelor's degrees. There are a few bachelor's degrees which will be for 3 years. Again, there are very, very few options, but majority bachelor's degrees tend to be 4 years. And you can get master's degrees, which range between 1 to 2 years, depending on which course you study. In case you missed the September intake, the UK has January intake. They also have May intake, but the program options are very, very limited, and I'll not recommend my May intake anyway. In Canada, you have January and May, but do note that a lot of universities don't offer January or May intakes in both countries. So September is the primary intake, and if you want to start your process, and if you want to start your research, it's the ideal time. Uh, Talking about application deadlines. So in the UK, you can apply via two ways at the UG level. So one is through UCAS and one is direct. So UCAS applications for September 2023, they open um, next month, that is September. And for top universities, if you want to go to top UK universities, they close by January. So top universities, I mean Russell Group universities, such as LSE, King's, Manchester, Sheffield, all these universities. However, the modern universities or the newer universities, they'll continue accepting applications after that, but maybe in a direct manner. So you can apply to them in direct, and they'll accept applications till May or June. For PG applications, by for some universities, they'll start in September this year for September 23, and they'll continue accepting applications until April. But do note that if you want to get scholarships or if you want to avail scholarships, it's always advisable to apply early. Next up, for Canada, UG and PG diplomas, they are first come, first serve. So as early as you apply is better, because with Canada, I cannot say that if the program will be open when you apply. So apply as soon as possible. For bachelors, the deadlines are between January to June, depending on university. And for masters, it will be around April to June, depending on universities. But do note that in Canada as well, if you want to get scholarships, apply as early as possible. Talking about conditional offers. In the UK, yes, all universities will offer conditional offers, including Oxford, Cambridge, all the universities you talk about. However, in Canada, universities will offer conditional offers, but again, very, very few colleges offer conditional offers. IELTS waivers are available in the UK. So yes, even state board students can also avail IELTS waivers in the UK. However, for Canada, IELTS is recommended because it is an essential part of your visa application as well. SOPs, you require SOP in UK. However, in Canada, colleges don't require SOPs, universities will require SOPs. LORs, you require LORs in the UK. However, in Canada, LORs are not required by colleges, but universities will require LORs. Guys, I'll quickly cover the presentation and I'll come to the questions. Next up, we have the expenses. So if I talk about expenses, in the UK, if you have to apply through UCAS, you pay 26.50 GBP for 5 options. So you can apply to 5 universities, 5 courses, or a mix and match of courses at different universities. UG Direct is usually free because most universities will not charge you any application fee. For PG, around, I would say 90% of the universities are free, but there would be some top universities that will demand an application fee, and that usually ranges between 60 to 120 pounds. So it depends on which institution choose. So let's say at LSE they ask for 80 pounds. In Edinburgh they ask for 60 pounds. Similarly, at King's you can expect to pay somewhere around 120 pounds as an application fee. Canada, every college and every university will have an application fee. Some colleges do offer some promotions in between wherein they waive off the application fee, but again, you can ask your counselor and they can help you better with this. Usually it's between 60 pounds to $200 per college or per university. So choose your universities carefully because you'll be spending a lot of money on your application as well. Next up is your tuition fee. So when I talk about tuition fee, in the UK, you can expect 9,000 to 25,000 per annum at the UG level. And for Canada, it's around $12,000 to $40,000 per annum. Tuition fee, if I talk about PG, UK, because the master's is just 1 year, you can expect to spend around 12,000 to 35,000 pounds for the whole course. However, in Canada, it will range between 14,000 to 35,000 per annum, depending on which program you go for. Next up is your living cost. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so next up is your living costs. When I talk about living costs, Canada is somewhere between 10,000 to 15,000 Canadian dollars per annum. However, the UK will be between 9,000 to 12,000, depending on lifestyle. So this is just an average figure I'm giving you. The rest will depend on how much you spend. If you socialize a lot, if you go out a lot, if you eat out a lot, definitely your expenses will increase. Visa fee for the UK is 348 pounds, whereas for Canada it's around $150 right now. Cool. Yes. So let's get to the questions. And like I said, this is the best way to ask a question. Mention your preferred country, mention your preferred course, mention your preferred intake. What's your budget? Have you taken the IELTS or booked it? And if you have taken it, mention the score. And before I start answering questions, one more time, there is this link which is floating in the chat box right now. So you can click on that link and you can get exclusive benefits, which includes personalized guidance from me. Plus, you'll also get a counselor assigned to you that will help you with a university shortlisting. They'll help you with IELTS. They will help you with visas. They'll help you with customized SOP, LORs. And in case you have to appear for a visa interview, they can also support you with the visa interview. So it's only 199 rupees and the slots are filling fast. So just enroll right now. So let's start with the questions. I'll keep the screen on. And yeah, so in the meantime, you can post your questions and enroll. Cool. Let me pick first question by Ashik Ambrose. He's asking UK or Canada for aviation. I would say, Ashik, both countries are equal in that, in the aviation, I would say. But again, uh, in terms of it will change as per your goals. So if your goal is to settle down quickly as you want, maybe you want to settle down abroad, get a PR quickly, and maybe bring your family along, get a permanent residency quickly. So I think Canada will be an easier choice. However, I would say UK would have better institutions in terms of, you know, in terms of the subject, because UK universities are more renowned for aviation type of courses. But again, I'm not really sure. Are you looking at the management side of the courses, or are you looking at CPL, or what you're looking at exactly? So I would need more details on that. Next question, Paul Pinto, is UK Masters valid in India? Yes, it is. So UK and India, uh, they have also recently signed. It was applicable earlier as well. It was valid earlier as well, but now it will be more valid than it was earlier. So UK and India, they have signed, kind of a MOU in which the UK qualifications will be widely recognized by the government bodies as well in India. So I hope that answers your question. Uh, Sevashi, hello sir, which country would be better to stay back after completion of masters in finance and accounting? So Sevashi, I'll answer it in two ways. Like staying back is, if you mean PR, then obviously Canada would be easy. Like I said, Canada has easier PR. But that being said, it does not mean that UK does not have good PR opportunities. They do, but UK takes longer. However, in terms of finance and accounting, I think the most important thing you have to keep in mind is look at the city where you study at. So I would say in Canada, prefer bigger cities like Toronto or Vancouver. They would have more opportunities in this field. Again, it will also vary from province to province. Certain bigger cities in certain provinces, like Calgary is there in Alberta, then there is Winnipeg in Manitoba. They'll also offer a lot of opportunities in finance and accounting. Apart from that, Atlantic Canada is also booming. However, coming to your master's part, I'm not really sure what kind of undergraduate degree you have. So if you have a 3-year undergrad degree, it will not be possible for you to get into a Canadian master's program, because Canada usually requires 4 years undergrad. But in the UK, you can go for a master's program, which will be for 1 year. And of course, London is one of the financial hubs in the world. So there are plenty jobs in London as well. I hope that answers your question. Mugdha, very interesting question. I would say UK or Canada for interior design program. So, Mugdha, after the session, there is one video we did with someone in Canada. She studied interior design as well. So you can look at that video, and I think that will be very, very beneficial to you. Talking about interior design, mostly programs in Canada would be limited to postgraduate certificates or diplomas. I'm not really sure if there would be any master's degree, if that is something you're looking at. However, the UK will offer a lot of master's programs as well. Canada is booming right now for interior design, and UK has a good number of colleges. So it entirely depend on what kind of career aspirations you have. Do you want to get into a top uni and study interior design and maybe get some foreign work experience and maybe try for PR in the UK, or do you want to settle down abroad quickly? So Canada would be a good option as well. But like I said, only issue with Canada would be your what do you say your you'll not have a lot of options in terms of master's programs. Mostly they'll be limited to PG diplomas. I hope that answers your question. Next up, we have Sana. Very interesting question as well. Does age matter in master's admissions? Yes, for Canada, it does. Usually, I would say above 35 would be a problem because most universities will be okay. But again, Canada being such an immigrant friendly country and it attracts a lot of immigrants from abroad. It's just that I think a lot of visa officers are not convinced that you're a genuine student in that case. So the visa refusal rate is high in Canada. However, for the UK, yes, I have seen students as old as 38, 39 as well going for master's programs. However, Sana, which you also have to take into account one factor, which is the kind of program you apply for. And for people who are like who are in their, I would say, middle 30s, I would say they should go for a master's or a MBA program usually. So I think that it has a higher acceptance rate in general. Cool. Vraj Patel, what if we mistakenly withdraw program before getting offer letter in Sheridan College? Can we apply for the same again? So, Vraj, one thing, if you have withdrawn from the program, usually colleges will not accept your application for the same intake, but yes, you can apply for the next intake for sure. However, with Sheridan, I'm pretty much sure it's such a popular college. And by now, I'm pretty much sure that program, because as far as I know, Sheridan is almost full for January intake, if that is something you're looking at. But yeah, most colleges will not let you apply again if you withdraw voluntarily from the program. But you can apply for the next intake for sure. Next up, we have question from Atifa Ansari. Which country offers more scholarships? So Atifa, I think I've answered this question a lot of times earlier as well. So I would say Australia would be the most generous country in terms of scholarships, and then I would say UK. Australia, you'll find a lot of scholarships ranging between 20 to 25% to almost 100%. But like I said, like I always say, it's this with the scholarships, it's that they are like very very competitive in general. So you have to apply early. So even if you're looking at September 23 intake in the UK, you have to start your application, building your profile by September this year. So yeah, that will be one thing, and that also applies to Australia. There would be certain deadlines, but again, all universities would want you to apply early. Australia has very generous scholarships. UK has pretty good scholarships as well. So if you look at Chevening and Commonwealth, they're like 100% scholarships. Then there are other scholarships which are also government funded, like Scotland's Saltire scholarships, B grade scholarships. Then every university has their internal scholarships. So I just did an interview with University of Sheffield. They offer merit based scholarships worth 50% of your tuition fee as well. Some universities may offer you 25%. Some universities may offer you 15 lakhs. Some universities will offer you 10 lakhs as well. However, in the UK, you can also get a lot of automatic scholarships, which range between 2,000 to 5,000 pounds. That is around 2 to 5 lakh rupees. So I would say UK and Australia would be on top here. Canada, however, is not very, very generous with scholarship. I hope that answers the question. Next question. This is a very, very popular question I get. UCW is good option or not? Yuvraj, UCW is a private university. It's a DLI. So not a risky thing, obviously, because it's a recognized university. But again, like I said, it's a private university. So I am like for me, it's like I always try and get my students into public colleges or universities because that's how I prefer things to be. But again, I may be wrong here in terms of, because that's my personal choice, because I always prefer public institutions over private institutions. It's a good institute. They have done exceptionally well in the past, and they have a beautiful, beautiful campus, and their programs are also getting accredited. So I don't see any problems with that. But that's my personal opinion, that I prefer public colleges more. So yeah, so that's my take on it. Sevashi, I've asked your question. Uh, Allah, the only creator. Okay, serve the best country to study as per your knowledge. Okay, I'll explain it from my perspective, because I also studied abroad. I did my bachelor's in the UK and master's in New Zealand. So obviously, I can compare both countries here. Plus, when I was contemplating doing my master's, I had shortlisted a lot of options in Canada as well, in Australia as well, in US as well. But out of all the countries I have researched over the last few years, I would say, if PR is something which is not on your mind, if we set aside the PR thing, the permanent residency thing, uh, the UK makes the most sense to me. How that does not mean that UK, you cannot get the PR. You can, but it takes very long time. It takes around 5 years, 5.5 years to 7 years. Uh, but UK fits the bill perfectly. Why? Because they have shorter duration programs. So let's say even if you want to go for a UG degree like engineering, it will just it is just 3 years. Whereas countries like US and Canada, they have 4 years degree. Even engineering degrees in India are also for 4 years. Second, the master's program is for 1 year. And third, if you take any UK university, so let me pick up University of Edinburgh, which is world's top 20 university, and let's pick University of Chicago, which is in US, which is again world top 20 university. University of Edinburgh will cost you almost half of what University of Chicago will cost you. So that's my personal opinion. I would say UK makes the most sense to me in terms of cost effectiveness, plus the kind of support you get, plus the kind of universities you get at a good price point. So UK for me, for that, for sure. I'm a little bit biased here, but again, I think that's my personal opinion. So it can change as per your goals. Like I said, if you want to get PR, then I think nothing beats Canada. So it's a you know a question which shouldn't be asked at all. So if you want PR, then Canada makes the most sense here. Uh, Vishal Shah. Okay, which country is better for IT sectors for masters? IT sector right now, I think Vishal, Canada and UK are booming like anything, in Australia as well for that matter. UK is facing massive, massive shortages in IT. I also did a video with one of the people who he's working in Barclays as a data scientist. The UK, the video is called "Scope of Management in the UK," so you can check that video out after this stream. Uh, Canada is also growing in terms of IT sector. Toronto is obviously now the third largest IT hub in North America, so which is a very, very big thing. A lot of American tech giants are opening their offices in Toronto, so I think Canada is also great. So depending on what you want in the future, as in like I said, if PR is your thing, then nothing beats Canada. Otherwise, UK is also facing really massive shortages in IT, and a lot of jobs are available. And plus, in the UK, getting into the job market will be quicker, as in just have to complete a master's degree in 1 year and you can just get into the job market quickly. Cool. Next is Suresh Kumar. How much gap is justified? Okay, technically saying 1 year is something which is okay. Why? Because 1 year, in most universities are okay with taking accepting 1 year gap, because students prepare for competitive examinations. Some students also travel. Some students take a gap year just to do some internships, pursue their hobbies. However, more than 1 year, I would say, if it stretches to 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, obviously a valid justification is needed, Suresh. So in terms of valid justification is, if you have some extra kind of a let's say you have some medical emergencies or some financial issues, or you had to get into the job market because some family pressures or whatever. As long as you can justify it, uh, it will be fine. But again, more than 3 years gap usually becomes a problem. And it also depends on when exactly did you have a gap. So if I say that after 12th, and between your 12th and your bachelor's, if you have gap, that gap can be justified only uh, only because, let's say, if you haven't like a medical emergency or something, it's only justifiable then. But again, if you have gap after your graduation, it's easily justifiable. So yeah, depends on when exactly you have a gap. But like I said, 3 years is okay as long as it's just justified. Cool. Before I move on to the next question, again, reminding you guys again, there is a link which is floating in the chat box. So all you have to do is click on that link, uh, and you have to pay 199 rupees to enroll with LeapScholar, and you get immense amount of benefits, which is personalized guidance from me. You also get in touch with a counselor. Uh, they can help you with university shortlisting, your visas, your everything, your IELTS, your SOP, your LOR. So make sure you click on that link and enroll now. It's just 199 rupees. It is cheaper than most most, I would say, McDonald's and Pizza Huts and the Domino's. So yeah, it's a very value for money proposition, guys. And I think if you're looking to study abroad, and I think it will be a great initial investment in terms of your career in the future. Cool. Let's move on to the next question. Nishok Kumar, can freshers get a job in the UK after they study in the UK? Yes, you can. You can definitely get a job, but obviously, Nishok, it will also depend on what kind of skills you have. So these days, a lot of companies are not just looking at your academics, but your overall profile in general. So let's say, if you're doing a degree in computer sciences, it's always advisable, and I always advise everyone to pursue a lot of online programs to develop your skills. Let's say you're getting into marketing zone. Uh, learn something like digital marketing analytics, learn Facebook analytics, learn IG, learn about LinkedIn. It will all help you kind of add to your whole profile in general. So do a lot of other extracurricular activities. UK universities, they also offer you plenty options to do internships when you're studying there. So you can intern with a lot of organizations. It can be a paid internship, it can be unpaid internship. Just focus more on a lot of other things rather than academics, and I'm pretty much sure a lot of employers would be happy to hire you after you graduate. I hope that answers your question. Cool. Next up, after 12th, Canada or UK? uh, Abil, it will depend on number one, your budget. So your budget, obviously, because Canada would have a 4-year bachelor's and UK will have a 3-year bachelor's, so Canada would be practically more expensive. But that being said, it will also matter, number two, on the kind of program you want to pursue. So Canada also has a lot of diploma programs. So yeah, if you want to go for diploma programs, then Canada will have 2 years or 3 years options as well. So entirely depends on your budget. If you think you want to pursue a diploma, if you're comfortable, if you're thinking if you're okay pursuing a diploma program, then I think Canada would be a great option as well. But yeah, UK, you get a bachelor's degree in 3 years, uh, whereas in Canada it will take you up to 4 years. However, uh, that being said, hopefully starting September 23, we'll have some public Canadian colleges, especially in Ontario, offering 3-year degrees. So we're just waiting for more announcements to come through. And once it comes out, you'll definitely hear it on our channel. I hope that answers the question. Suresh, so if the gap is 5 to 6 years, it can be a problem, Suresh, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not really sure what kind of gap you have in general. So we would need to talk more in detail. So I would recommend that you enroll with LeapScholar, and someone can help you with the same. A counselor can help you and guide you with the same. Next up, question from Uday. Which country is best to study for January 2023 for job opportunities for settling? Uh, Digital marketing, Uday, I would say Canada is very, very good, obviously, as a country. But obviously, the problem with Canada is like you'll not get many digital marketing focused programs. There are a few, but again, there are not many of them. Uh, Ireland is also a very good option, but I'm not really sure how many universities will accept you in January. So UK is good option. You can get a couple of options in the UK in January 2023. So do watch out for UK. But in Canada, you can get a few diplomas for sure. There is one I would recommend you to check, which is York University's postgraduate certificate in digital marketing, digital and content marketing. It's an 8-month program, but you can also combine it with some other program and make it around 16 months, which will give you 16 months of post-study work visa. Uh, it's a very good program, and York University is one of the top universities in Canada. So I'm pretty much sure that program will interest you because you learn directly from the industry. The teachers, the professors who teach there are from the industry itself. Uh, Next up, we have a question from Amit. So Amit is asking that business analyst, which countries has the best scope? Uh, I would say Australia. Obviously, Australia is pretty booming in terms of business analytics as a country. Apart from that, I think Canada is one of the obvious answers, Amit, here. Reasons because Canada has a booming economy. There are plenty of jobs available. Uh, just make sure the kind of course you choose is relevant to your profile, because Canada is very, very strict with your, background relevancy. And at this point of time, where there are so many backlogs in terms of processing, it's always advisable that you take extra care of your application. Uh, Cool. There's one announcement I would like to make for all those people who are looking to apply for Canada. Even you guys are looking at May or September next year. Make sure you plan well in advance because it's not known. Because right now, uh, even if you apply under SDS, which is the student direct scheme, which the country used to process in just 2 to 3 weeks. It's taking 3 months time because Canada is experiencing so much processing backlog right now. So a lot of my students have been going through the same, wherein they have applied for the visa in June and they still haven't got the visa because there is so much backlog. So plan well in advance so that you don't miss out on anything, especially for people who are looking to move to Canada. Hemang Pathak, which country is better for masters in computer sciences and long-term settlement post-study? I think Hemang, if we talk about settlement, then Canada would make most sense, followed by Australia and UK both. But if you don't have a 4-year bachelor's, then getting a master's degree in Canada would be literally impossible. So if you want a master's degree, then UK would be a better option. If long-term settlement is something you're looking at, then Canada is also a good option. UK also has the skilled worker visa, which leads to which leads to ILR, which is the indefinite leave to remain. But again, like I said, with UK, the whole problem is it takes longer to settle because there's a process you have to follow, and that's not just the UK, but with every European country in general. So if you have to settle in a European country, every country would have a time period which you have to spend there to settle. So some countries will give you PR after 5 years. Some countries give you PR after 8 years. Some take 10 years as well. So it depends on which country you go to. The UK, Europe in general, it takes time to settle because you have to spend some time of your life, like I said, 5 years in the UK, to ideally qualify for the PR. Cool. Next up, I have question from Sana. How many years accepted by university for masters in UK after BE? How many years of gap? So Sana, I'm not really sure what kind of gap you have. So if that gap is justifiable, then I would say ideally 2 to 3 years would be fine. But again, it has to be a good justification, and you need very good SOP to go along with that. Guys, for all those people who are looking to study abroad and they have gaps in their profile, uh, don't worry. Like I said, if the gap can be justified, it will definitely make no hindrance to your application. But again, in such cases, a very strong SOP is recommended. So that's my experience, because I have dealt with a lot of cases, wherein students did have gap, but again, that gap was justifiable as long as your SOP explains your gap well and in good words, and you stay within the word limits. It definitely helps you with your overall profile. So and to address this, that is why we have the LeapScholar package for you, which is just rupees 199, and you do get this customized SOP service, in which you can talk to your counselor and they can help you craft a customized SOP which is written by an expert, who and most of our experts, they have been writing SOPs for the last 5 6 years, so you'll be in safe hands that way. So just make sure you connect with us. There is a link which is in the chat box, and you can connect with us on the same. Next question, Rohan. I remember you from the last stream as well. Occupational therapy is a very growing field, Rohan, and obviously, if I talk about the UK in general, it kind of falls under the the what do you say, the health sciences stream. But again, uh, my preference for occupational therapy would be Canada. If something like PR is something, PR is something you're looking at, so I would say go for Canada rather. I think I did recommend you to check out Dalhousie University. I think that's for your sister, if I'm not wrong. Dalhousie University has one of the really good programs in Canada. Just check out that once, and I'm pretty much sure your queries will be resolved. Or else you can sign up for Leap Scholar on behalf of your sister, and we can guide you better. Braj, I've answered the question. Cool, I have so many questions. I think I have to be very quick now. Okay, guys, I'll not be answering, repeated questions. So I'm just moving on to the next questions here. Uh, Jofi is asking, okay, let me just, which country Which country among Canada or UK would be better for data sciences and in terms of job opportunities? Whether are we able to get tier two sponsorship job after completing masters in the UK? Uh, Data sciences, both countries are good, Jofi. But again, I would say uh, Canada will be easier for PR. UK will be a little bit longer. Uh, and yes, you can get a sponsorship job after masters in the UK. So I think the video I was talking about with Rajiv I did, it's called Scope of IT in the UK. It is there on our YouTube channel. Check that out. He's also a data scientist, and I think you can relate to that video, and it will give you a lot of your answers if UK is something you're looking at. Uh, okay, cool. I've lost some questions in between. Just give me a second, guys. I think there's some technical glitch on my end. Uh, okay, so okay, so I think there's a question by Anirban Das. I think I have to look up for the questions on my phone now. There's some technical glitch here. Yeah, so I have already made the payment in the mentioned link. What are the next steps? Okay, so what you have to do is basically, you know, uh, someone from our team will get back to you on the same, Anirban, and don't worry, someone will get in touch with you with further steps. So just wait for a few hours or so, and I think you'll get a call by today evening, or most probably by whatever, whenever the next like your details are forwarded to the team, and they'll get back to you as soon as possible. Cool. Okay, the questions are back again, so now I have to scroll down. Rohan, out of Plymouth and Northampton, I would say Plymouth would be a better option. Quickly moving on to the next question. Saikat Roy, as we know, Canada is a market of opportunity for IT and also pays high. Need to know UK market for project management and data engineer role. UK is a very good market, Saikat, right now, especially for project management people and people who are into data and IT sort of roles. Again, UK, like I said, is facing massive, massive shortages in terms of IT. So definitely recommended. Go check out the video I did. It's called the Scope of Management, Scope of IT in the UK. That video will help you a lot. Trust me. Uh, Quickly moving on to the next question. 12th nursing or pharmacy course in India is better for Canada or for further study visa and PR? Abhi, out of nursing and pharmacy, I would say both courses are very, very in demand. Whether Canada, whether UK, whether Australia, because I think after the pandemic, it's everyone knows that how important is it to strengthen our healthcare systems. But I would say nursing as a profession is you know is and will always remain relevant. So if you are interested in nursing, go for that. Uh, Next up, Shivam, I have completed my bachelor's in microbiology and I'm changing my field. I changed my field for purchasing MSc data analytics. Okay, so you have done bachelor's in microbiology and you want to change your field into data analytics in the UK. Am I eligible for admission? Okay, I get your question now, Shivam. So yes, there would be few universities in the UK that will accept you for a data sciences related program at a master's level without a relevant background as well. The options are very, very limited, and but again, Shivam, uh, I think the problem would be don't expect them to handhold you from the beginning. As in, if you want to get into data sciences masters, and the university would expect that you come with some sort of knowledge of the field, as in, you should have some projects or you have some, online courses which you already pursued. Do something, something, just pursue your online programs and make sure that run through the basics properly. You know the subject pretty well, and I think I don't see any problem in getting an acceptance in the UK. However, that will not apply to Canada for sure. UK is very, very, very flexible with this. Okay. Uh, Cool. Next up, we have a question from Harinder Singh. 12th in 2016 with medical. Then I've done my graduation in arts 2019. Am I eligible for Canada? What study I take? And I want to go to Canada. I have 6.5 bands in my IELTS. Yeah, so I don't see any problem, Harinder. 12th, you have medical and then graduation in arts is fine. It's fine. I think people do change streams after 12th as well. So in 12th, I was a non-medical student. I moved to commerce in towards business in my graduation. So it doesn't really make a difference, to be honest. Uh, what kind of subjects you choose, that will depend on what kind of subjects you had in your graduation. So if you have a BA, maybe you've done psychology, you can do psychology related programs. So I would need to know more details. You can do diploma programs and you have 6.5 bands in IELTS. So yeah, so if you have six in each, then I think you're good to go. uh, Next up, Khemchand Bhatia. Okay, pretty interesting question. Is non-profit organization. We are a startup based out of Bangalore. So we are a startup, and that's pretty much it. I think I hope that answers your question. Uh, Shubham is asking, is BA economics good in the UK or not? Please tell me. Okay, economics is one subject which is very underrated in terms of career, as a career. But economics is one subject which can open up a lot of opportunities for you in the consulting and different industries in general, government, NGOs, financial institutions. So definitely a good choice, Shubham. I'm not really sure which university are you targeting, but the UK has some of the finest economics colleges in the world. uh, London School of Economics is there, Oxford is there, Bristol is there, Then Manchester is there, Cambridge is there. So very, very fine colleges out there in the UK to pursue economics. Uh, cool. Next up, we have question uh, from Zoe. Sir, when should I start applying for September intake for Canada PGDM? Okay, Zoe. So mostly, I would say uh, get your documents ready, your mark sheets, your IELTS ready, and obviously your passport and everything ready by I would say ideally February or March next year. Uh, by February, you should have all the documents in place, right? And after that, as soon as the college is open, because September fills up very, very fast, very, very fast. So just to give you an idea, this year, September intake in Canada, the colleges stopped accepting applications uh, in April itself. A lot of colleges stopped accepting applications. So even if I talk about January intake now, which is January 2023, we are in August and most colleges are closed. So I would say ideally apply at least 4 to 5 months before the intake starts. So get all the documents ready by February and apply as soon as the college is open. I hope that answers your question, because Canada is extremely, extremely, I would say, popular as a country. Cool. Abhishek, I need more details from you. Abhishek Thakur, preferred code MS course MSc in HCI. I'm not very good with these acronyms, abbreviations. If you can explain what HCI means, or maybe I cannot remember it on top of my mind. IELTS given. So I also need to know your IELTS score. Please let me know. Uh, Sonia, you looking for uni in Canada for UG in accounting and finance? There are plenty of them, Sonia. So depending on your budget, uh, you can choose from the renowned universities like Toronto is there, UBC is there. A lot of universities will offer BCom programs with which will kind of emphasize a lot of accounting and finance practice. University of Windsor has a BCom program. You can check that out as well. So depending on if you're looking at a bachelor's degree or a diploma, it will there will be variations. Uh, cool. Next up. Okay, so before I take the further question, guys, if you need more guidance on your study abroad journey, I would say you can click the link in the description box, or there is a link which is floating in the chat box right now. You can click on that link and you can get exclusive guidance from me. You also get to speak to a counselor one on one. As soon as you register, someone will get in touch with you ASAP, and they'll help you with the university shortlisting. They'll answer n number of your questions, and they'll help you with your IELTS, they'll help you with your SOPs, LORs. So whatever you're looking at, maybe changing a field if you have a gap year, whatever kind of knowledge you want to gain in terms of your study abroad journey, they'll be there to help you. You can also get visa interview support in case you get called for your visa interview. So all you have to do is click on the link, and it will redirect to your payment page, and you just have to pay 199 rupees today, and it's cheaper than most coffees as well. I'm sorry, I'm making too many comparisons right now, but this is something I can just remember on top of my mind. And yeah, let's get back to answering more questions. Uh, Very interesting question. I think this is something a lot of students don't really kind of think of. Uh, from my perspective, is it still worth to take a student loan and study in Canada for 2 years? Depends on which which level are you going for. uh, a lot of students, yes, if you're going for masters, then definitely yes, masters or PG diploma, definitely yes. Because most people can pay off their loan pretty quickly because of the exchange rates. uh, I don't see any problem with that, so to be honest. But yeah, for bachelors, I'm also kind of little bit not really in the favor of taking out a loan. Bachelors tend to be very, very expensive. reason because obviously they are longer, and you will need guarantors. Of course, you cannot get collateral-free loans. There are a lot of regulations involved. But again, at a master's level, I don't see any problem, to be honest. So I also did take out a loan for my master's, but not for my bachelor's. Uh, so I did take out a loan for my master's, and yeah, so I think it was worth it. So I'm not really against it. But yeah, for bachelor's, I'm a little bit not really in the favor. But yeah, for masters, I think it's pretty cool to go ahead with loan and study in Canada for sure. Like you'll get a job and you'll pay it off. People do it very very easily. Uh, Shubham, I think answered your question. 7.5 is your IELTS score. So yeah, you have a good IELTS score. I'm not really sure how much you have in your bachelor's degree. Sorry, in your 12th, how much score do you have? So there are some very very fine economics colleges in UK. So go ahead if like depending on what kind of budget you have. Next up, UK basic salary and sponsorship chances. A very particular question, NK. So, basic salary, I would say in the UK after a master's degree, you can expect somewhere between 25 to 30,000 pounds per annum pre taxes. And for sponsorship chances, see sponsorship chances, a lot of MNCs will sponsor you. A lot of UK's small and medium enterprises will also sponsor you, depending on uh, what kind of job you land at. And obviously, so I'll answer it from one perspective that once you start working with an employer, right, and let's say you get a post study work visa and you start working with an employer, and you work with them during the whole duration of your post study work, and you work with them for good 1.5 2 years, and you working pretty well, you're doing pretty well, and you're bringing a lot of value to the company. Why will not an employer will sponsor you? So I'm working at Leap for the last 1 year now, almost completing 1 year, and I think if I've added the value to the company in general, and let's say they open an office in the UK, why will not they sponsor me? So yeah, that's entirely up to you what kind of skills you bring. So most employers are happy. I've connected with a lot of students from the UK on my LinkedIn, and they have got sponsorships, they have got jobs as well. So I don't see any problem if you have good skills, if you network well. I'm pretty much sure all employees would be happy to sponsor you. I hope that answers the question. uh, Cool. So we're kind of nearing towards the end of this session, and I'll take up more questions. But again, for those people, like if I'm not able to answer your questions exhaustively, or you need more information, there is, like I said, link in the chat box. Just 199 rupees, and you get to connect with the person, and they'll answer your n number of questions. So whatever questions you have, they'll be happily answering all of your questions. So go sign up, and I'll take up the next question now. Which is better for MS in computer sciences, depending on what your career goal is eventually. SM. For me, I would say UK would be better because uh, UK will offer you better set of universities. So let's say if I talk about Canada, so you only have three top universities in Canada, which is UBC, McGill, and Toronto. But if I talk about the UK, you have around 19 universities in the UK which are in top 100 globally. So for me, UK makes more sense. And plus, UK has 1 year masters. And plus, UK is also facing a lot of critical skill shortages in IT field. So UK makes a good sense as well. But again, like I said, for me, PR is not something I'm looking at. So I'll be, if I put myself in your shoes, so I'll happily choose the UK because for me, PR is not important. For me, I think ranking of university will be more important. Uh, I'll rather go for a master's than a PG diploma. That's my personal choice. So everyone is entitled to their personal choice. So if you think that Canada is your true calling, or Canada is something you're looking at, then obviously do it. There's no difference between a PG diploma and a master's in terms of job opportunities. Yes, a master's student may get a higher salary in the beginning, but even PG diploma students, I have so many of my students who are working with really, really good organizations. So my student last year, she got placed at KPMG in Toronto. One of them is working with Philips. One of them is working with TD, which is one of the largest banks in Canada. So yeah, and all of them, they did PG diplomas. So even if you go to Canada for a PG diploma, I don't see any problem. Uh, Obviously, depending on what kind of degree you have. Like if you have a 3-year degree, then obviously you'll get a PG diploma only in Canada. But I'll rate both equally, depending on what your preferences are in general. Uh, Hostel days, UK, Canada for electrical engineering masters. Uh, I would say both. I would also add Australia here. Engineers, whether you're mechanical, whether you're electrical, whether you're computer sciences, you guys are really, really in demand in all these countries. Uh, Next up, talking about civil engineering. For civil engineering people, I think there would be a lot of questions in the chat box, which I'm not able to answer right now because of time shortage. For civil engineering, I would recommend Canada more than the UK. But otherwise, for computer sciences, for electrical, for mechanical, I think both countries rank similarly. But again, like I said, if you want to settle down quickly, if you want PR quickly, then Canada would be a more viable option. Otherwise, UK is not far behind as well. Cool. Ravi Kumar, I would need more information. What kind of subjects you did? You can go to the UK for sure. So I would request you to if you can sign up with the link in the chat box, and we can help you more, because I would need more information on what you have done recently and what kind of program you're looking at in the UK. Uh, cool. Next up, I'll take one more question and I'll wrap up this session. So something which will relate to uh, a lot of students. So yeah, Ireland, I think we've not covered much about Ireland in my previous sessions as well. So Ireland is one of the uh, most, I would say, growing countries in terms of IT, digital marketing, and marketing related programs. Reason, tech giants like Amazon, Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, they're coming to Ireland and setting up their bases there. Dublin is slowly becoming the IT hub of Europe, and plus Ireland also offers post-study work visa options, and they have got really good colleges like Trinity College Dublin is there, University College Dublin is there, DCU is there, University College Cork is there. Plenty good options, and Ireland is also a little bit more affordable than the UK. And it's a beautiful country and a lot of job opportunities available. And the government is actively pushing people to come up and take jobs. So definitely a good choice. Cool. So guys, before I to wrap up today's session, thank you once again. And before we leave, just make sure you sign up for LeapScholar from the link in the chat box. uh, Repeating it once again, that you get exclusive guidance from me. You also get to talk with the counselor. They can help you with universities, visas. They can help you with the IELTS, which is also included in that package. If you're looking to switch to a different field, or even you have a gap year, or even if you want to apply to a top college, your SOP is very important. So they help you with your customized SOP, your LORs, your visa interviews. So plenty good options out there, and sign up now. And I hope to see you for the next session soon. So I have another session lined up for Wednesday. So in case your questions are not answered, you can come there as well. But I would highly recommend that you sign up, and we can speak directly. You can get exclusive guidance from me, and plus also a Leap Scholar counselor. Thank you so much for attending today's session. Good evening, everyone. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.